Hi there. Alright. I'm doing a video on an incident that happened to me. And I got this from a YouTube dude that was talking about, well, first of all, let's get to, on YouTube, his name is Caleb Downing. It's C-A-L-E-B, Downing, like you're downing somebody. So Caleb Downing, and that's Caleb with a C. Anyways, he talks about accidentally shooting his finger off. And it's crazy how he had it happen to him like that. Because it was a unreal accident. I mean, it should have not ever happened, but if you get on YouTube and you look up Caleb Downing and you look up at his video, he tells about what to do if you're ever in a scenario where you're going to lose a finger and you want to know if you got half a finger left or part of a finger, or if you should lose the whole finger, because nobody likes to lose body part. And he says that too. Nobody really does. Really, I mean, anything that grows with you, that you've got with you for your whole entire life, you don't really want to lose, but you learn to live with it if something happens and you lose it. I mean, that's just life. You learn to live with it. And you don't let it hold you back. You keep going, you keep going through life just like a job. I mean, you learn to do something, you learn to do the job the right way, you learn skill sets and how to use certain tools and what tools do what in a certain part of a job, you know, it's just like that. But it really did, it made me think, because I had a situation that happened to me one time. And this was like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. Maybe. I'm guessing off the top of my head. It's been a while. What happened to me, I've got two things that I could tell you about, but I'm going to tell you about one. The other one has to do about my nose. I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's crooked. I don't know. I mean, if y'all can tell, it's crooked. And it's broken that way. What had happened is another story. I'll have to get to it later. I'll get to it another day, and I'll tell you all how that happened. That's another thing y'all can learn from. But anyways, yeah, I never went back, got it set, and it's already healed like this, and I know if I go back, they're going to have to break it again to set it straight. So, I'm not a friend of pain, okay? I don't like pain. So, being that they're going to have to break it again, that's going to hurt. And then to set it straight to grow again, I just say leave it the hell alone, alright? A lot of people probably would be like, I don't know, that's pretty freaking bad, you know, but I don't care. It could be sitting over here. I don't know. I might leave it alone. Alright, but here's my story, okay? I was helping a buddy carry a refrigerator up some steps. He lives in this apartment. And, like, as soon as you walk in to his, like, door area, you gotta turn right away to go up these steps. Well, when you get to the top of the steps, he's got this area in his apartment area where it's just a wall. You go up these steps and there's a wall. And then right to the right of it of the steps, there's a loft. There's this like flooring area that you can walk on. Well, we got the fridge all the way up there to the far as we could go, but we was having problems of trying to get it turned around this wall to lay it down onto the floorway. So the fridge wasn't that heavy. It wasn't like one of those dual doors or double door refrigerators with the freezer on the left and the fridge on the right. It was just a regular refrigerator, freezer on top, fridge on the bottom. And the doors, of course, you had one on the bottom and open from right to left, freezer from right to left. We picked it up from somebody that was selling it. Well, when we got it up there, I was on the bottom. I don't know if you can tell what, like my figure, but my buddy, he was a heavier set guy. I mean, stocky. Younger, he was younger than I was, but I mean, he had the body. He should have been on bottom. He should have been. But I'll stand up. This is what I look like, you know, body stature wise. But anyways, I was on bottom, and it wasn't that big of a fridge, but yet it was heavy, and I just didn't realize how heavy it was. But here's what happened. I told him, I said, how about you pull the fridge from the top down as we were at the top of the steps, and then I'll real quick push up on the bottom of the refrigerator. And he said, you know that end is the heaviest. And I said, yes, I do. I said, but I'll get it. You know, before the fridge slides down the steps, in my head, I could push it up enough before it even hit the top of the stair to drop down to the next step. That I'd be able to get it up. And then he would come around to the side and then lift up on the fridge where I had it and then, you know, pick it up on the ledge, which is the flooring of where he was at, because he had no rail. There was no rail right there. So he's going to pick up the bottom of the fridge and then slide it over onto the floor. So that was my idea, and that was the way it worked out. But it was scary because a whole lot could have went wrong. A whole lot. Like, I could have been crippled. I could have been dead. I could have lost some body parts. I don't know. A whole lot could have went wrong if I did not think as quick as I did. Because I'm going to tell you, in that moment, when the bottom of that fridge slipped out from that stair, like that step, it was coming down. It was coming down. And his girlfriend, I heard her, like, from that angle that she had saw, it had to be bad, because she was like, oh, that's all I heard. So I knew it had to be something pretty bad. But as I lifted up on the bottom of the fridge, okay, I actually, where I was at on the bottom, I had the top, the front, I'll label it, I had the front of the refrigerator top area. I didn't have the bottom of the refrigerator. I had the top area I was holding on to. So when it started to come down and I lost the bottom footing, like the bottom slid off the top of the stair, I pushed up on the top of the bottom of the refrigerator. And when that did, when I pushed up on it, as soon as I felt it coming down, I pushed up. A part of me in the back, in my head, told me to step down a step to catch my footing. But here's my situation. Something also told me, well, wait. And this was all in a split second when I thought this. Another part of me said, like, real quick, no, don't do that, because you'll lose your footing and you'll lose the whole thing. So the only thing I did was what I had intentions on, and my head played out the first time, was just to push up. And I'm telling you, I seen that whole bottom refrigerator come up to my face, and it stopped. I was looking right at the bottom of the refrigerator. And it was heavy at that point. Like, it was extremely heavy. And I had it, you know. And I was just getting ready to yell at my buddy, hurry it up. I don't know how long I can hold it like this. I mean, it was really, really heavy. And I heard some scuffling and moving, so I knew my buddy was coming around to the side. And luckily, before I could even say anything to him, he reached down, I seen his fingers get the bottom of the refrigerator. And he wasn't sure if he could get it, but it was just out of like pure might and strength, and he was worried about me. Picked the refrigerator up, and he pulled it to the side and laid it down on the floor. Now, I'm letting you all know, do not ever attempt to do that. That's my warning to you all. Don't, because that's a big learning experience that I will never do again. I will not ever be on the bottom of a refrigerator carrying up some steps. If I ever do something like that again, I will have help, or I will even tell somebody else that might be in my body structure size. Hell, I might even go in there and help out, because there ain't no way I'd do that same scenario again. No, I would find another way to rotate that fridge onto the floor. But I wanted to put that out there to others, just like this guy did, because this is a mistake that could have went really bad for me. But luckily it didn't. And how it played out in my head, and as it wouldn't have worked out if I didn't go along with what, in my head, how it was going to be. If I would have reacted differently, if I would have stepped back a step, if I would have, I don't know, there's a lot that I could have done that would have not played out like it should have. And I'm okay, today, thankfully. I mean, I was shooken up afterwards when we got the fridge up there, and my buddy was like, dude, he said, that fridge, it slid down. He said, and we thought you was gone. Like, the fridge, and, I asked him, I said, well, how far was the top of that fridge from that top step? He said I had about that much from the top step before it dropped down to the next step. So I had that much left when it slid down. And I had like that much, maybe more than that. Like, I know you can't see the bottom of my phone, but there was a whole lot of space from after when it dropped down to that much. And he said when it stopped, he said, I don't know even how you just told yourself not to take a step back to get your footing, because, like, he agreed with me. If I would have took that step back, that would have gave that fridge a little extra weight to carry me down those steps, and I could have lost it. I could have lost my footing. I could have got scared, and I mean, a whole lot could have went down. So I'm just letting you all know, if there's just two people carrying a fridge up, and there's somebody stronger than you, have them be on the bottom. And even at that, have some extra help, rope, tie downs, something to catch the fridge in case there's some gripping that has, like, somebody loses their grip from the top. Because you do not want to hurt your friend. You don't want to lose a life. You don't want to cripple a friend. It's dangerous. It really is. A lot of people, like me, for instance, I say, it ain't that. It's dangerous. I mean, I could have killed myself. And I got a job that I do that is important. And I can't, I mean, that could have hurt my company, that could have hurt me, and it would hurt my family if something would have happened to me, like losing my life, getting squished, smashing my head in, or, I mean, anything could happen. Because there was just a wall down at the bottom of the staircase. I mean, it was just a wall. And if that fridge would have came down, it would have smashed me, it would have killed me. I'm certain it would have killed me. I mean, it would have just ran right over the top of me. So, that's my story to tell on how to learn from somebody else's mistake. Now, luckily, nothing bad really happened, but something could have bad happened. I mean, I was lucky. I kind of was luck. Because, I don't know, everything worked out. Everything leverage-wise, like physics-wise, everything worked out to where I had to fridge the heavy end of it up far enough to where, I'm guessing, far enough to where it just wasn't going to drop down on that next step, and everything just perfect worked out. But it could have not. I had like an 80%, maybe 90% chance. I want to say about 75%, 80% chance that a whole lot could have went wrong. I had that next, 30, 35% chance, 40, whatever it was. I'm going to say 30, 35% chance that a lot could have went wrong. So there was more that could have went wrong in my favor than there was that worked out. And the less end worked out, luckily. Or whatever, however you look at it. 75% worked out. 75 worked out. I'm looking at it from the wrong end. However you look at it. Depending on how you look at it. A lot more could have went wrong, I think, than what went right. So, always have help. If you're moving anything heavy up some stairs, flight of stairs, like to an apartment, even if it's outside, inside a house, get help. Call someone, and even if you think that you can do it, I'm going to recommend you don't. But I know how it is on limited of people. It's just you and some other person. People work. People got things to do. Get some help. Because at the cost of your life or a friend's life, it's not worth it. And I will always remember that. Always. I will always get help. So, I'm not going to drag us on any longer. It's already been 17 minutes. But this is what I want to share. And I hope it helps somebody. Thank you. And God bless y'all. Have a good day. Like I said, thanks for listening. Talk to y'all later. Peace.